Access to sufficient amounts of safe and nutritious food is key to sustaining life and promoting good health. Unsafe food containing harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, or chemical substances causes more than 200 diseases, ranging from diarrhea to cancers. The World Health Organization reveals that an estimated 600 million, almost 1 in 10 people in the world, fall ill after eating contaminated food, and 420,000 die every year, resulting in the loss of 33 million healthy life years. Children under 5 years of age carry 40% of the foodborne disease burden, with 125,000 deaths every year. Diarrheal diseases are the most common illnesses resulting from the consumption of contaminated food, causing 550 million people to fall ill and 230,000 deaths every year. Speaking with Galaxy News, health experts enlighten us more on the dangers of food poison, its causative organisms, and importance of food hygiene.
Usually you find people displaying the consumable items by the side of the road, places where there are dead, like close to dumps and all that. And here you find flies flying all over the places, perching on the food that we are supposed to eat. And so you find, for example, people who fry yam, fry all this pastry, pop-off, and the rest. And a lot of people consume this thing. You find it at almost every joint that you pass along the way. But then you realize that these things have been exposed. They're not even well covered. Flies, everything comes into play. And at the end of the day, we just consume the food directly. Even meat sellers, you find them by the roadside, and the meats are not well covered. And when meats are not well, prepared, when they are not cooked thoroughly, they are also sources of contamination.
They have to be cooked all the way. So if you see any pink, if your meat isn't, if you see any blood in the bones or anything like that, you want to avoid that because it means that there could be a risk of infection. I would just say that they should be careful in terms of making sure that they're eating clean and sanitary foods. So just watch where the source of where your food comes from. If you're buying food from the market and you're taking it home to prepare it, make sure that you're washing it. If it's fruits and vegetables, some people even use salt to wash the vegetables and make sure that they have been cleaned sufficiently.
Point that it gets into the body system and begins to cause a particular disease which has a set of symptoms. Most of the symptoms we have actually is what we call gastroenteric, in the sense that it involves the stomach and the intestine, in most cases, primarily in that area. So you could have biological causes, you could have chemical causes, and you could have, to preserve food, food is best preserved at a temperature best below 5 degrees centigrade or above 60 degrees centigrade.
Food supply chains now cross multiple national borders. Good collaboration between governments, producers and consumers help ensure food safety.
Dirt, filth, this is what constitute our marketplaces, contaminating the food we eat and the water that we drink. Right here in the heart of my 12th market, Lagos, Nigeria, is a very big place where people come from far and wide to buy and sell food. And it is right here in this junction that we conduct a survey on how people know well about food hygiene and, of course, food storage and preservation.
I go wash am before I will sell am now.
Why?
Don't let person go watch the thing where person go eat.
Cow meat they sell. So in the morning, then the clock kill it in the slaughter. After clean, then go carry and come to market for sale. Major problem is our market cost too much. Cows too cost too much now. Only one cow like 300 and something, 400 and something. So now so then they buy them.
Now tomatoes are the sell for inside here. But if you not sell tomatoes, I go sell cucumber. Outside tomatoes don't finish. Now they sell cucumber for you. I they put them for inside. I carry knife, pera, before chopper, wash them with inside water, with small salt inside. Now I go wash them away.
Yawa kamar wannan abu da ake sayen shi yana da matukar muhimmanci.
When we buy it, we wash it, because they bring it to us in baskets and some in bags. People come from town to buy in large quantity, and if they take it to town to sell, they get clean water from the tap to wash it in case someone wants to buy it. The person will see it clean.
Though in a dirty environment, these traders have an appreciable knowledge of the importance of food hygiene. But these questions come to the fore. Why must our local markets be characterized by filth? How often do we practice food hygiene in our homes or even at workplaces? Do we care enough to make sure we wash our cooking utensils thoroughly? How often do we take time to make sure our vegetables are properly washed? Do we clean our storage units like refrigerators regularly? How well do we preserve and handle what goes into the body? Unsafe food creates a vicious cycle of disease and malnutrition, particularly affecting infants, young children, elderly, and the sick. Foodborne diseases impede socio-economic development by straining healthcare systems and harming national economies, tourism, and trade.
So have you ever woken up with a tummy ache, feeling like stooling, vomiting? Then maybe you might have been a victim of food poisoning. Food hygiene can never be overemphasized. There is the importance of making sure you wash your vegetables and washing your fruits well to avoid food poisoning. As the popular saying goes, your health is your wealth. Rita Omodia, Galaxy Television, Lagos.